Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday. No, Monday. It's a Monday. Feels like a Tuesday. Fine Monday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Toxic, Stone Ray, Jake Jesus, I am Mills, Lucid, The Rex, Jake Jesus again. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone had a spectacular weekend. Hey, good to see you, Stone Ray. Thanks for swinging by. Oh, so why is everyone, was there, Flump was last stream. That was last stream. I blocked it out of my mind. I know we lost a lot, but it's a new week. It's a new day. It's a new deck. It's hammer time. One of our most famous, probably best decks that we've ever made, popularized, whatever. It's gonna be a good one. No need to worry about the ending, the endless losses today. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Today we are hammering. We are hammering in Modern. We're playing one of my all-time favorite decks. This is a deck, the story of Hammer Time. We could probably spend a whole stream talking about the story of it. From a lowly jank budget Magic deck to all of a sudden one of the best decks in the format. We have not played it since Modern Horizons. Modern Horizons gave the deck a huge new addition in Urza Saga, probably better known as the Colossus Hammer Tutor, which has suddenly made our innocent little budget Magic deck into one of the better decks in the entire format. Kenji, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 7th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Just had a daughter, Penelope Park. Congratulations. That is awesome. And hello, Penelope, if you're watching. Shinzakantu, first time sub prof. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Gonna drive more people to drinking and divorce. Oh, I know that Flump stream. I think it ruined a lot of lives. Oh, that's not a scoop cheer. That's our deck ID number. So anyway, we're playing Modern today. We got Hammer Time to start off with, and I'm pretty excited for it. And then we got a janky backup deck. We'll see if we get to it. This is a deck that other people have played in the past. Someone sent it to me in the email. I think this version was built by Marin Moon, maybe? That's not who emailed it to me. A viewer emailed it to me. This is a really janky, kind of the opposite end of Hammer Time. I figured if we're going to play Hammer Time, which has developed into a real deck, we got to have a janky backup. And the janky backup is Sorin Morphon Sliver combo. One of the jankier combo decks running around, but it can do really explosive things. So we're starting with the hammers and then possibly trying to put Morphon into play with Sora to cascade some slivers and see what happens. So that is the plan for today. Modern fun, because I figure later in this week we're probably going to be playing a lot of historic once we get historic Horizon stuff. So we'll be on Arena a lot later this week. But anyway, hammer up first, Sorin Morphon potentially later. So anyway, let's do our reminders. Talk about this sweet deck. Jump into some games, and then we talk about whatever, our weekends, Magic stuff, predictions for the preview stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big preview stream for 2022. All the products for 2022, Universes Beyond, standard sets. So we'll have to see. I was playing the stream tomorrow by ear. Hopefully you can still stream, but there's a chance I'm doing a preview video instead, depending on how that stream goes. But anyway, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. We got some sweet kicker action in standard for budget Magic today. Why 61 cards? I mean, we had to find room for the flump somehow. We got some sweet kicker action for Standard 22, $17 deck for budget Magic. So check that out if you're looking for a super cheap, super sweet, super janky, fun standard deck. Vapelock, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 28th month. That is so long. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magical cards, perhaps from Adventures in the Forgotten Realm, you know what comes from that set? A card called Flump. If you need a Flump for 2, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, also on the YouTube, Brewer's Kitchen's first gameplay video is up. So check that out. His editing is just so good. He makes some really well edited content. Otherwise, clean out Richard's Garage, pick up some merch donations. Always appreciated. Never required. $2 or more gets your message right on stream. And that's right. This is also also viewer submitted week for Commander Clash. So if you have a Commander deck that you would like to be considered for viewer submitted week, send it in by Wednesday. Go over to the Commander channel. There's a post. Leave it, and you got a chance to have a C play. So I sent Seth a deck with Flump, Divine Gambit, and Secret Rendezvous. Oh boy, that sounds like a good way to make opponents win games. So what are we starting off with today? We are starting off with Hammer Time. And in this deck, it's a deck that we first played on Budget Magic, and no one really paid any attention, but it kept getting better. People started messing around with it, and all of a sudden, Urza Saga comes out to find Colossus Hammer, and everyone's playing Hammer Time, rising from a lowly Budget Magic archetype to be one of the better decks in the format. So I figured it's been a while since we played any Hammer Time, so we got to try out this new build of Hammer Time. The idea of the deck's pretty simple. Colossus Hammer, get it on a creature as quickly as possible. We have Paladin, Pure Steel Paladin, to equip it for free. We have Sigarda's Aid to equip it for free. We can tutor up with Stoneforge. We can tutor up with Steel Shaper's Gift, and that's basically the idea of the deck. Smash people with the hammer really, really quickly. We can even one-shot kill with Inkmoth Nexus, potentially with Urza Saga holding everything together as a tutor and a way to make constructs, and that's essentially all we're trying to do. Smash it with the hammer. It's as simple as that. Just went 4-1 with your standard budget Simmer Kicker deck. Ooh, yeah, the deck's actually really fun. I'm glad it's working out. Rorik's Venture, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Do we take the Flump out? All right, we should probably take it out. It doesn't wear a hammer very well since it can't attack, so let's do some hammering. Evan himself, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Does Seth know that the deck's actually good in Modern now? I do, but it gets grandfathered in. We're players of jank. However, sometimes the jank becomes better, and it's still jank at heart. And I feel like Hammer Time, we always can play it, even though we don't actually, play a lot of good decks, a lot of tier decks. I feel like if a deck starts off as jank, even if it ends up becoming better, it still gets a jank pass. It's still jank at heart. It's like a sellout in music. It's still, Hammer Time is not a sellout. It just happens to be popular now, and there's nothing wrong with, something you love becoming more popular. I'm not that much of a hipster. Did I get to listen to any more Devo Chica? I haven't yet, but I did really like the song you sent me. Hey, what's up, Scroll? How are you? Yeah, I mean, I would like to play Flump just for the memes, but which Weezer album is Hammer Time? Ugh. I don't know. I don't think that album exists yet, because this is a later version of Hammer Time, but it's also good. Weezer hasn't managed to do that yet. They haven't figured it out. Commander Labs, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. All right. Hipsters always. I do have the man bud, so maybe I am a hipster then. Am I a hipster? Maybe I'm a hipster and I don't realize it. Huh. So we got hammers, but we can't equip hammers. Do we even keep this? So Giver of Roots, Stoneforge, a million hammers, Urza Saga. I don't know if we keep this. Welcome back, Commander Labs. Thank you so much. Do you think Solemnity of Phyrexian Life could be revisited for Boddard? I think maybe with some of the new Enchantress stuff. Ooh. Alright, we are going to keep. This is a land away from being quite excellent. 1 artifact, 2 artifact, 3 artifact. Alright, we can put an Ornithopter to the bottom. Alright, all we need is a land. Play the land. Play the Esper Sentinel. Play nothing. Pass the turn. Mega Dyer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Oh my god, the Flump stream was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I didn't know it was possible to play almost 30 matches and win 4% of the time. We went on a 0-26 losing streak. I honestly did not know that was possible. I didn't know that was a thing that could actually happen in a game of Magic. Well, play Giver of Roods. Play Colossus Hammer. Play Ornithopter. Pass the turn. No thought seizes, please. Hey, thank you, Evan himself. So how was everyone's weekend? Did anyone do anything fun this weekend? I've been tossing around the idea of Jen Harden scales with Dreadhorde Butcher and Dreadhorde Invasion in Historic. Ooh, that does sound interesting, Verity Black. I've gone 0-15 in best of 3. That is also pretty impressive. Opponent goes attacking. Ooh. Well, awkward, but I think we got to do this. Block their Agavad. Bizita! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so... No! No, opponent. Ah! Yes! Yes, Magic Gods. Oh, they thought they had us. Opponent passes. Add. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's three artifacts. We'll put it on the Sentinel. Hit you for 11. So good. Darkwing Duck, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. How's my weekend? It was pretty good. Nothing too crazy. I got to see the puppies, so that was nice. Still just trying to finish up. Oh, this house stuff takes so long. The house stuff is such a experience. It is not easy, but I'll be happy when that's finally done. Hey, what's up, Darkwing Duck? How are you? Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big super cheer for you. So yeah, after seeing the Meme and Dream deck that supposedly went 7-0, I can't understand how Flump could go 1-25. Yeah, it was actually 1-27, but who's counting? Oh, all right. What are we doing? So we want Sanctifier for sure. That's might be all we bring in. Bring in Sanctifier. What do we go down? Is question number 2. Couple Ornithopters, Steel Shaper's Gift, and a Giver. Let's try it like that. Dirty Benches handing out the gift subs to Dude Emmett in the Rex. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I've been traveling the USA in my RV for the past 2 months. Currently at Lake Ontario, north of Rochester. Hey, you're in my general vicinity. Beautiful upstate New York. That sounds like a fun trip. One of my... Ooh, wow. We're going to keep this. We don't have white mana, but if we do, we got hammers for days. We got a new donation from McIntyre. Watch all 3 extended Lord of the Rings movies in a row. Watch all 3 extended Lord of the Rings movies in a row. About 12 hours. It feels like 24. Or Eldraine remains in standard until the end of the year. Which do you choose? Oh, really? Oh. All right. I would choose the absolutely brutal 12 hours of watching all the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. I would. It would be perhaps the worst 12 hours of my entire life, but it would be worth it to get rid of Eldraine. I would rather put up with 12 incredibly painful hours than have standard be ruined for another however many months. Thank you for the donation. Do y'all now? Let me ask y'all, because I'm actually curious. Do y'all actually, really, truly like Lord of the Rings? Is that something you actually, really, truly like, or is this like you have to like it because it's important to like nerd culture, fantasy culture, or whatever? Is it more respect than like? Because I can get that. There are bands who I respect, and I even occasionally listen to their music that I don't especially like, but I can respect their importance to you know, to the genre in their, you know, contributions to music, but I don't actually usually enjoy sitting and listening to them. Is that how Lord of the Rings is, or do you actively like, wow, I get to sit down and watch 12 hours of of people walking around for no real purpose today. Like, this is gonna be a good day. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. Oh, if only we had more white mana. If only. Well, we will play Inkmoth Nexus. We will play even more. Actually, you know what? Maybe we. We could block the Ragavan with Inkmoth. We could also wait and just try to win. How bad is the Ragavan hit? Ugh. So y'all really actually like it. Interesting. I like Lord of the Rings. I watched the whole trilogy in one setting. I do just like the Eagles in the story. I rewatched it like 10 or 20 times. 10 or 20 times? I don't know if there's enough hours in the average human lifespan to watch Lord of the Rings 10 or 20 times. I think that's scientifically impossible. Hey, what's up, Fabs? How are you? I don't think it's possible. Lord of the Rings is 34 rhinos against odds. It makes you fall in love with the genre. Okay, okay. Well, it didn't really do that for me though. So it's just long. It's long. That's my criticism of Lord of the Rings. It's really long. Does it have to be so? Okay, at least give me this. Let's say you love Lord of the Rings, which is awesome, and I'm glad you enjoy it. Will you at least give me that it probably could be like 6 hours shorter, maybe the whole trilogy, maybe at least like 4. Can we at least meet in the middle? Meet in the middle that it could be a little bit shorter at least. I will compromise. I will compromise with the it could be a little shorter. Well, Esper Sentinel. Pass the turn. This is a hand where I think if we have... if we just draw another white source, I don't think we can lose. Opponent. Oh, they got the Fatal Push? 3 mana. Looks like a Kolaghan's Command? Opponent thinking. Going to Fatal Push. And pay the 1. White mana, Crusta back. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so here's my next question for you. This is not directly Lord of the Rings related, although it's adjacent. So tomorrow we get the 2022 product lineup for Magic. We know they're doing Universes Beyond of Lord of the Rings. We know we're doing what, Warhammer Commander decks. Oh, there's our planes. The monkey of doom. Opponent stealing our white mana. Untap land. Magmatic Channeler. We draw a Memnite. Oh, what a way to go. Play a Memnite. Pass the turn. We have Sanctifier and Double Hammer in hand. We just can't draw the white source because of Ragavan. Opponent. So we know those two are coming. What else would you add to the list? You get to pick one Universes Beyond to be made in the near future. What would you pick? Here comes the Kolaghan's Command. Yeah. Well, opponent taps. Elder Scrolls? Universes beyond are, oh geez, Universes beyond are the Magic sets where it features other IPs that are coming out. World of Warcraft, all right. Ooh, Zelda would be sweet. Zelda would be sweet. Mortal Kombat. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, today's podcast day. Explosives on one. Opponent. Wow, we have gotten brutalized here by our own deck. I think we win this so easily if we were not getting brutalized by our own deck. Opponent steals a Shadow Sphere. Lucid, $4 donation. Hey Seth, my weekend was very weird. House sitting New Jersey last night. Ended up getting some itchy feet. Ended up getting a rash over my whole legs and hands. Had to call oh my goodness, had to call an ambulance. Took some Benadryl and a bath of oatmeal, which I think fixed it. Oh well, that is a wild weekend, Lucid. I'm glad. Oh, now we draw it. I'm glad. I'm glad that you are recovering. Ink Moth. Go to combat. Attack you. Hammer. Opponent gets to draw a card. Puke. Oh! Opponent. Gonna crack the explosives. Draws a card. Opponent takes one. Oh my god, I do not understand the internet. Over the weekend, my brother took a picture of my mom's toe that she had like smashed on something, and the toenail was about to fall off. That's all it was. It was like a 10-second video of a disgusting toenail, and put it on Instagram where he has, I don't know, not any meaningful number of followers, and it has 100,000 views. 100,000 views. 100,000 people watched and commented and liked a short video of a disgusting toe. I feel like I'm doing all this wrong. I feel like if that's how you get 100,000 views, why am I putting effort into making actual good content? Why don't I just smash my toe and take videos of it and take the rest of the day off? Oh my god, more Ragabods. Oh. It's not even broken. It's just like the toenail is gonna fall off or whatever. But hey, what's up, White Pidgeot? How are you? Opponent finds more monkeys. Of course, they never end. Steals a Springleaf Drum. Picks up the Ragavan. We untap. Well, we finally drew a Sanctifier in back. About 1,000,000 days too late, but oh, all right, we're not dead yet. I'm on it. Plays land. And any news on Nico and Bear? We want picks. I did get to see them over the weekend. They are reaching the monstrous puppy stage where they're actually big enough to do things. Opponent gonna draw a bunch of cards. And hopefully not playing to Void Shock. That'd be bad. Opponent passes. Well, we will get Luris. Play the land. Pass the turn. So Brewer's Kitchen is not joining the podcast at this point. No. He is making regular. Probably it takes Brewer's Kitchen a long time to actually make a video. So probably expect a Brewer's Kitchen video roughly every couple of weeks. So expect one every couple of weeks. Opponent draws into Liliana. Yeah, the lack of that white source is just going to make us lose this game, unfortunately. Don't need to avoid shock when you got a Liliana. About it. Why did you choose against names Hans and Safi? I like the magic reference of Hans and Safi, but the actual names felt a little bit weird to call the dogs. So that was all right, yeah. So that was kind of what it came down to, basically. Is the names just I didn't really like calling the dogs those names, even though I like the magic reference of them. See, that there's an example of respecting the contributions to the naming genre, but not especially enjoying listening to those names. I think that's the best way to describe it. All right. I mean, all we had to do was draw a white source and we win that game. So I think we just run it back and trust that we don't get mana screwed. Hey, what's up, Marvel? How are you? Good to see you. All right, Lurrus has been revealed. Oh dear, this again. I mean, we're gonna keep. Giver of Runes. Go. Come on, lands! Come on, lands. Opponent. Inquisition. Well, let's see if they take a good card or they take the Springleaf Drum and hope that we get mana screwed again. About it. Oh, did your sub get missed? My apologies, Sai. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. And also Northern Vanguard, welcome you as well. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Alright, opponent takes a pure steel. Well, we will Springleaf Drum. Giver of Runes. Go. Someone who hasn't played Modern in a long time, why did this deck go from being a meme deck to being one of the top decks? I mean, it was always a powerful strategy, back to when we were playing it for budget Magic, basically. But it just kept getting more pieces, basically, and people worked on it and improved it. But I think the biggest additions are, I mean, Urza Saga is the reason that it went into overdrive and became really, really good. It's maybe the best Urza Saga deck, and Urza Saga is one of the best cards in the format, so... I missed to talk earlier. What is it with Seth and the puppies? Thought he was just getting one. Also, status on the house. Still waiting on the house. It is the longest process. I can't believe how tricky it is to buy a house, but yeah, so it's still in progress. They're waiting on well test to come back, and I think that's basically the last thing. There was some mention of like September 6th being the date to close, which would be wonderful, but that's not official yet, so another week or two most likely. Opponent plays a Kroxa. Well, discard a Stoneforge. Well, play a Stoneforge. Still working with one land here, which is awkward. Get a hammer. Pass the turn. Wow, we were just trying to mana screw our way through this entire match. Speaking of Hans, he is my personal favorite because of my Wolfgar deck. By flipping an Eldrazi Titan and the other day killed an Into Circle of Dreams Druid and having Hans kill it. Yeah, Hans is a really sweet commander. Just really unique and fun to play with. About it. Engineered explosives on one. Alright, things keep getting better here. The mana screw returns. Opponent is not having trouble hitting lands. We are. Opponent blows up our board. Passes. Not a land. Esper Sentinel. Go to combat. Wow, this has been just absolutely brutal running. I feel like if we had Flumph. Hey, what's up, bird guy? Dumb question. I'm just getting back in MTG. Want to play opponents hitting all their lands. Want to play competitively this time. I just built a green and white company deck, but I would love to play a control deck. Do you have any recommendations on something good? And that should be decent for a while. I have some cash to spend. Would rather spend on a big one than multiple decks. Thank you. Well, what is Jesus. So what format are you playing, Bry guy? Opponent. Yeah, I mean, that's game. Croxa comes back. That's game. Oh, no. As per tradition, we now draw land number 2, now that it's too late to matter past the turn. In Modern? Oh, well, I will give you the warning that nothing, in the current day and age, there's not really any guarantee that any deck is going to stay good in Modern, because there's so many changes in bannings. Yeah. And now there's a Croxa, and Croxa kills us. Well, this was a very disappointing match, I will say. We had all the tools to win the game. We just could not hit our mana to save our lives, and the end result is going to be us losing a match that we really should have won. Yeah, sure, fair enough. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Why are the Magic Gods punishing Hammer Time? So that would be my warning about Modern. There's like, is it control? Jeskai control? There isn't really one control deck that is developed into like the top tier option. There's like 4 color control decks. There's Indomitable Creativity decks. So there's actually a lot of options. There's Esper control. I mean, if you look on the metagame page, there's a lot of different options, but there's nothing that's really top tier. Like, unless you consider like Tron a control deck, which I don't really, but some people do. There's a bunch of like tier 2 or tier 3 control decks. So I guess it's kind of just up to your play style and what you enjoy. If you want like traditional, just like draw go control, Esper control is on here somewhere. That is the epitome of like try to counter and kill all your stuff, eventually win with a Snapcaster or a Planeswalker. If you want a little more combo feel, the Indomitable Creativity decks are definitely control. Actually, this might just be a straight up Jeskai control deck. But there's Indomitable Creativity decks that are basically control decks, but then also win by like transmogrifying into an Emrakul or Indomitable Creativity into an Emrakul. So there's plenty of options available, and I honestly don't know which would be the best. Yeah, Footfalls is a good jank 'em out strategy. I was like excited for Ingenious Smith too. I feel like it'd play nicely with Norn Genesis style, different from Soul Sisters. Yeah, I could see that. Well, I mean, I guess this hand has mana, so we will accept it. Sigarda's Aid. Yeah, let's just pass. About it. Taps. Teferi Pool's fun. I like Teferi Pool a lot. It's definitely not a... If your goal is to be like top tier competitive, though, I don't think it's a top tier competitive deck. But it is a funny way to jank people out. That I do like that deck a lot. And it has gotten better since you can play Teferis over some of the worst lock pieces, like Curse of Exhaustion type stuff. So it has improved. I'm working on a Urza Grief play deck. I was wondering if, do you think Giver of Runes would be a good addition? Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if Griefblade has room for it. And you also don't have the. I mean, I guess like Stoneforge or Voidwalker is probably worth protecting, but I would lean towards no. I don't think it's especially necessary for Griefblade. I think because you have the Grief synergies to like double, triple Thoughtseize, I think that's your protection essentially. Like you have so much discard, clean out your opponent's hand, get rid of whatever you're afraid of, and that protects your Voidwalker or Stoneforge just as well as playing a somewhat underpowered creature. What is our opponent doing with Snowlands? Like this, we can win the game literally right here if our opponent doesn't have anything. Although, what are the chances of our opponent not having anything? Yeah, let's steal Shaper's Gift. Opponent. I'm curious to see your impression of someone who made a video on Recruiter Allurin a number of years ago versus Aceric Allurin in Legacy. How much easier did you find Aceric to pilot? I've been playing Recruiter Allurin for years. Curious how big a learning curve for that style is compared to the new Aceric builds. I think Aceric builds are way easier to play. Like, you don't need to know a lot of, like, the weird synergies of Allurin are not present in the Zarak builds. The Zarak builds are actually, I think, a lot more straightforward. So I would lean towards saying they're super easy to pick up. Opponent, Icefang Coatl. So they did have the answer to the Ink Moth. Opponent untaps. We don't have a way to re-equip, which is awkward. Flooded Strand. Opponent. Passing. I mean, we're just trying to play around our opponent's... We're trying to play around our opponent's removal and interaction, basically. That is the game plan at the moment. They'll play Urza Saga. How do we get through this? I don't feel like this is gonna work, but I guess we go for it. I mean, this gets Death Touch. Our opponent presumably has a Force of Negation. I feel like this just gets us nowhere. Like, I don't even know if we cast the hammers. We don't have a way to re-equip them. So this is a one-shot thing, and if we just fire them off and our opponent stops them, then we're not doing much of anything. Opponent gonna block the Ornithopter. Get Luris. Pass the turn. Feder! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 12th month, 1 year resub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. About it. Do you not have a single Cauldron in the list? No Cauldrons, no. About it. Passes. I mean, we can, but they have this Icefang Coatl, so trying to get it on a creature that is not just going to get Coattled is kind of important. So we trigger Saga. Play Horizon Canopy. Play Stoneforge. Resolves. Gets Hammer 3. I mean, at some point, our opponent's going to get hammered. Get a Colossus Hammer. Pass the turn. Opponent. More Coatls. We can flash and hammer, but they have death touch blockers, so we want to put them on unblocked creatures. And our opponent also is a control deck, so they have counters, so we would prefer to play them in a way that is not going to get them countered. Why not Shadowsphere for trample? Urza Saga is going to get Shadowsphere. Opponent, Wall of Omens. And, alright, so opponent definitely has at least one Force of Negation. Possibly two. Well, make a construct. Untap. Really? That's awkward. We top deck the Shadowsphere. Well, make a construct. Get a Colossal Hammer. Put it on Memnite. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent. Cracks. Gets a land. Archmage's Charm. Okay. Well, we will pass the turn. See, our opponent has tons of interaction. I know it feels like... I get it, I get it. It's tempting just to, like, throw our hammers out there to their demise, but I feel like it's better to try to play around things. Opponent. Bump fakes. Equipment at fresh way or main phasing? Wait. Urza Saga puts things into play when they go into play? Opponent. To Fairy. Going to bounce a construct. And opponent passes. Wow, this is obnoxious. Well, put a hammer into play. Put it on the construct. Untap. Another Sigarda's Aid. We have all the pieces to win the game. We just cannot actually get through our opponent's endless control spells. Like, we can make this lethal, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, all our creatures are either gonna... All of our creatures, hammer or no, are gonna get killed. Go to combat, attack. See what our opponent has. Blocks. Alright. Let's see how big of a blowout there is. Stoneforge Mystic. Shadowsphere. On the construct. Stoneforge Mystic. We can still play at instant speed. Hammer on the construct. Do you have another answer? Opponent. Jeez. Wow. Oh, God. god. Well, that was brutal. Alright, well, I guess we run it back. Oh, wow. Our opponent left man up the entire game. I don't think there was a way we could have. The Hammers did win that game, that's true. I don't know. I honestly think it's, like, seeing what our opponent had, I don't think there's any way it works out if we just fire off the Hammers. I don't think it works, though, right? Like, do you think it... Our opponent had turn 2 Ice Fang Quaddle. I think it... well... I mean... I don't think it works if we just fire him off. I really don't. Our opponent left mana up the entire game. You could have when you had 4 mana, 2 Hammers, and Ink Moth. But our opponent had Ice Fang Quaddle that just blocks and kills Ink Moth. They had 2 Ice Fang Quaddles. And they like I don't know, maybe I'm missing it. I don't see a window where we could have actually made that go differently. We could have fired our stuff off and lost faster, but I don't know if that is actually... I don't know if losing faster is beneficial. Alright. Go Urza Saga, I guess. Play the land, and... Yeah, let's Springleaf Drub. Go. Fang blocks dorks after blocks Flash Hammer on unblocked dork. Yeah, but then dork gets Archmage Charmed multiple times. Yeah, but the Blink... Alright, opponent has Prismatic Ending. But Blink Moth gets got by the blocker. I don't know. Maybe there was a better way of approaching it. Apparently our opponent's just always gonna leave up their interaction, so when has the chat ever led you wrong? Yeah, that's never happened before. Oh my god, so many Urza Sagas. Well, I mean, I think our main game plan now is just going to be to make Urza Saga dorks as much as possible. About it. Untaps. Oh, jeez. Ashiok. That shuts down our Saga tutoring. Well, make a construct. Opponent passes. Make a construct. Place a Garderzade. Hit Ashy. Oh, we're gonna lose 2. Boy, maybe players are just like super prepared for this deck. We're running into hate for days. Would Throsta 8-Whack be good? I tried to make a budget version of Throsta 8-Whack, and it was not especially possible, unfortunately. Well, make a construct. Don't get to tutor. Urza Saga. Go to combat. Ashiok. Opponents. Urza Saga's a pretty busted card. Wait, what are you punning now? So like these are scenarios like sure playing Urza like so what do you think here? Because I know there will be yelling. So is your opinion that we should just be firing off That we should just be firing off the hammer and just YOLOing it? Because I kind of feel like that's not a good idea. Like, I feel like if we do that, it almost certainly ends poorly. So if you were playing and you were in this position, you would just fire off the hammer, and if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I mean, the other option is just to keep doing nothing and waiting for a better opportunity. I feel like it's totally the wrong thing to do. Hey, what's up, Doug? How are you? I don't think we play it. I don't think we play it. I really don't. So kill it. I mean, we're winning. Our opponent needs something, or they're dead on board. Our opponent's gotta take action. They Pulse of Marasa back a land. Okay. Go back up to 15. About it. Plays a land. Well, play Shadow Sphere. Equip it. Untap. Take up Saga. Play the land. Go to combat. What do you got, opponent? What do you got? Opponent cracks. I am not exactly sure what our opponent's deck is doing. Cryptic. So, Cryptic taps us down. I'll pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Played a dude historic the other day with Boros Solemnity Prison with Blood-Sudded Lotus Field. He casts Wish to grab field on the board. Ooh, that does sound sweet. Yeah, Wish is a card that I feel like could be more explored. Like, I feel like Wish is definitely going to get there eventually. Opponent finds Engineered Explosives. Plays a tap land. Colossus Hammer. See what our opponent does. AZ Rander! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent. And Cryptic Dreams! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you today? Opponent. Do you think Consider will get banned in Modern like Preordain? Alright. Archmage's Charm again. Make a Construct. Untap. I think we get him here, though. So, float a mana. Get a Colossal Hammer. Because our opponent, they need too much now. Because we can play Pure Steel. Our opponent needs to crack this, but they also need to kill Pure Steel. And I think we finally got through their infinite annoyance. Oh my god. I don't think there's any chance Consider gets banned. I think it's a nice upgrade on Opt, but I don't think it's a card that's broken or puts any deck over the top or anything. How long have you been growing the beard? Oh, geez, a long time. It's been a while now since I've actually done much shaving of it. I usually trim it back once in a while, but it's been a few months since I've done any trimming. But as far as just like growing in general, it's been a long time. An opponent, all right. Oh, we need one of those sweet good hammer games where we just smack our opponent. And I don't know what it is with people playing defense. Try not to get hit by the hammer. What's the deal with that? It's so much easier if we can just attack them and play the hammer and win on turn 2. Opponents. Like, I don't know what, I mean, consider, I think it's like, if you're playing opt, now you play consider. But I don't think it's, like, that's an upgrade, but I don't think it's, like, enough of an upgrade to make it something that's concerning. I feel that way about most of the Innistrad cards we've seen so far. Kid Cozy for the 20th month. That is amazing. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Whew. It's a lot of lands. A lot of lands. If you look at the Innistrad cards we've seen so far, like, many of them are very good, but if you look at them, like, having a strictly better, not even strictly, but mostly better Doomblade, having a strictly better Shock, having a, I mean, technically, basically strictly better Opt, those are all cards that are going to see play, but they're not cards that are going to break anything. So I like that kind of power. Like, this is not the Oko, Omnath, we printed this really busted thing. These are strong cards that are going to see play potentially in multiple formats, but these small upgrades in general aren't gonna break things or cause problems, I don't think. If anything's going to be like really strong, Wrenn and 6 could be really powerful. Champion of the Parish, it is going to be really powerful, but we've already seen the human version, and that's not anywhere near a bannable card. It's a archetype stable, which is good. I think, like, I'm excited about zombies with Champion of the Parish. So I don't see anything that looks like bannable or causing, like, going to cause other things to get banned, but I do see a lot of really strong cards that are going to see a lot of play. Hey, what's up, Diva? How are you? Good to see you. Triskid Ecophile's sweet. Triskid Ecophile might be annoying in Commander. Huh. Alright, well, Steel Shaper's Gift to the bottom, and we'll see what happens about it. Steam Vents, tapped, add. Passes. I don't play a land. Memnite, Shadow Sphere. Go. About it. Island. Well, go to combat. Attack you. They're just never going to tap out, right? We just got to assume they're never, ever in a million years going to ever tap out. All right, there's the counter, pass the turn. What do you think about Core Duelist replacing Esper Sentinel slots in Hammer Time? So I think I like the one-shot kill aspect of Core Duelist, but I feel like that if we get hammers on things, it's easy enough to win anyway. That I don't know if it's really necessary. All right, so opponent counters for days. Aquas, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. About it. More lands. Ashiok. Mills us. Springleaf Drum. Doesn't do anything. Well, equip. Go to combat. Attack Ashiok. Well, we're the Memnite beatdown deck at the moment. Ashiok down to 1. About it. Castle of Antris. Passes. Pure Steel would be great if there was a chance it could resolve. Go to combat. Attack Ashiok. Get Luris. Pass the turn. I wonder if we could play blue and play Teferi, or just board in some Pact of Negations for turns we need to win. I mean, I think it's mostly this matchup. We're playing against, like, one of the hardest core... Oh, that's game, right? One of the hardest core possible control decks in the entire format. Jeez. No. Yes. And our opponent still has Cryptic. Alright, so we sack our board. Go to combat. Attack. Like, I think Pact of Negation would probably be good in, like, this matchup in specific, but I think this matchup is not exactly what most matchups are like. Whoa, my god, we resolved a spell. Golly gee. A spell has resolved. Opponent untaps, plays a land with their annoying Kataki, and passes. Well, we will pay the 1. Pay the 1. Play a land. Fire up Inkmoth. Can we kill them? Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent. Please, die. Kataki does not have first strike hammer. Oh, that's right, we don't have flash. Duh. Alright. I guess we should have just ran it out earlier. Well, pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, that would be fair to consider a punt. We have the other one. We don't actually have flash at the moment. About it. Untaps. Scries 2 to the top of their library. And Icefang Coatl draws the second card they put on top. And passes. Well, pay the 1. Pay the 1. Untap. Inkmoth. Colossal Hammer. Opponent. If we get Archmage Charm, I swear. Draw a card. Urza Saga. Equip. Opponent cracks. Untap land. Solitude. To kill the Memnite. I mean, we still can win, right? Inkmoth. Equip. Equip. Combat. 12 power. Trampling. Infect. Swing. Opponent blocks. Sure. Did we get him? Did we get him? I mean, I guess they could block with multiple things to stay alive. Alright, opponent blocks with everything. Alright, sure. Goes to 9, in fact. We pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Can they find a way out? Opponent. 1 life. Supreme Verdict. And dead. I mean, there are 9. This Ink Moth just does it on its own. Ink Moth. We don't need no stinking hammer. Hallelujah, we got there. Wow. Can you get flying again by activating Ink Moth a second time with the hammer? Oh, we should have activated again, is what you're saying? I see what you're saying. That's potentially, that is probably true. Hi. Does it actually work that way? Layers are a weird thing. Because hammer always says loses flying. So if you activate it again, it'll gain flying, and then it won't lose flying? Interesting. Huh. Well, that's good to keep in mind. Can't you reactivate the Ink Moth after equipping with flying? The hammer doesn't prevent it from gaining flying after it's equipped. Yeah, it sounds like potentially. The same interaction with Malira and Ink Moth that forces Ink Moth to keep infect. I'm so confused. I've been brewing a spicy modern blue-white humans list. Ooh, let me see, Jake Murphy. All right, what's this hand look like? Not very good. Black-white humans look sweet. There's definitely some upside, I think, to not being full on 5 colors. Actually, you get to play a real mana base. Ooh. All right, no hammer. Although Saga can find it. These colorless lands, though. I mean, I think we keep. Put a Springleaf Drum to the bottom. We've had a hard time hitting double white mana with this deck. Maybe there's... Hey, what's up, Daniel? How are you? Maybe there's a downside to playing Urza Saga. Maybe Urza Saga is just bad. Flooded Strand. More control? Apparently it's a control-y time in Modern. So what are you building once Historic Horizons comes out? What's at the top of your Historic Horizons list? Springleaf Drum, or is it nothing because because of the amount of wild cards it's gonna take? It's true. I mean, Urza Saga is very powerful. We've just had multiple games where we couldn't hit double white mana, and we have a lot of several important double white cards. Wow, is this the same deck? Why did someone win a tournament with some sort of snow control deck yesterday or something? Ninjas definitely seem sweet. Seth's Historic Brawl. I played Seth's Historic Brawl for last week's Commander Clash. Oh, this is the same exact deck. Huh. Well, buckle up. I'll play a land. Stoneforge. Wow, resolves. We'll get Colossus Hammer. Mother of Runes. Go. Mono Red Phoenixes. Do you think any of the new cards will actually be good? The digital exclusive cards. Do you think any of them will actually be playable? Opponent. Pump fakes. And oh, all right. Wow, we need one more mana to win? Jeez. Scalding Tarn. Opponent passes. I'll play Ornithopter. Urza Saga. Pure Steel Paladin. So we can run out. Fraley's, I think, actually could be really good. Fraley's is the most exciting of the bunch. You're hoping they're all too bad? So you don't actually want them to be good. I'm hoping Mana Gorger Phoenix can grow fast enough with Mono Red Storm pieces in Historic. It would be sweet if there's a... Well, it'd be I hope there's this real Storm deck, but I hope it's, like... not top tier. The question is, do we play the Hammer, like, on Pure Steel, or would we rather wait and try to put it on Ink Moth? Yeah, let's play it. Hammer. I mean, I guess with the Pure Steels, we can move it around later anyway. Put it on Pure Steel. Pass the turd. Leave back Giver. No Wraths, no Wraths, no Wraths. Please no Wraths. Opponent cracks the Scalding Tarn. If we get to untap, there's a chance our opponent just dies. We might actually be getting a fast Hammer Time kill, finally. I have to say, you have great taste in planes. Odyssey 333 is the best. Yeah, this is one of my favorite planes. It's got a Lightning Storm. I love the unique basic lands. Those are my favorite. What is Perpetual -1, -2? So Perpetually is a new mechanic they just added. Digital only mechanic. This feels like a Wrath. A new digital only mechanic. Breeding pool. That it makes it... We did win the control matchup eventually. Okay. Is this lethal? 1, 2. I think it is. So board Wrathed. I think we're good, though. I think our opponent is going to feel the wrath of the Inkmoth Nexus. Untap. Saga ticks up. So, land. Pure Steel Paladin. Inkmoth. Equip. And kill you. Hammer Time! Oh, that's where Hammer Time feels so good. That's the explode. Who would have thought that Colossus Hammer would end up being one of the key cards in one of the best decks in Modern? Who would have thought? It's like a meme card. It's basically a meme card, but it actually works sometimes. So Perpetually makes a thing do the thing for the rest of the game, if that makes sense. So Perpetually -2, -1, -2 basically means for the rest of the game, no matter what happens, the creature's bounced, it dies, it gets reanimated, blinked, flickered, you name it. No matter what happens, it's always going to have that effect applied to it. Most of the time, it doesn't really. I mean, most of the time it works like an enchantment. Like, in a huge percentage of cases, picture Perpetually as, I put an enchantment on this doing that effect. If you put an enchantment on a creature that said, give that creature -1, -2, most of the time, Perpetually is going to be the same. Where it's different is, it's if it shuffles back into your library. In your library, it gets -1, -2. If it's in your graveyard, it gets -1, -2. If it's blinked, where an enchantment would fall off, it's still going to get -1, -2. So there's, like, these weird fringe situations where it's different. But in a normal, like, you sit down and do a jumpstart draft, 99.9% of the time, it's going to work like if it was an enchantment giving that effect. If it's Perpetually, a 2/2 Perpetually -1, -2, is it a 1/0 in your hand? I believe so, yes. Yeah, it applies in all zones. That's kind of the trick that the Vesperlark Davriel's Withering combo is built around. You give Vesperlark -1, -2, which makes it as 1/0 or a 1 -1. I don't know if that actually can toughness go in the negatives, but regardless, then it can reanimate itself because it's that in the graveyard as well. It'll be the 1 -1 or whatever. So I mean, who doesn't love Flibblethip? 2-card combo is what Arena needed. I just wish the combo... I like the combo. I'm a little nervous about the fact that it draws the game, which I don't think is ideal. Like, if you don't have a third piece to win the game, like a Blood Artist, it just draws the game. And I don't know if draw the game combos are something we want to be popular on Arena. Oh, so here's a question I wanted to ask you earlier I forgot about. So today's podcast day. We were talking, they had the news about the Netflix show that Russo brothers are out. They're bringing in a whole new team. All that kind of stuff. We talked about it on the podcast. But something that came up in the course of the conversation was other games that had movies. And I don't know how many of you have seen the Street Fighter movie? The Street Fighter movie is, I think, widely considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. Did you like the Street Fighter movie? If you've watched the Street Fighter movie, we had a bit of a conversation about that. As per Sentinel, giver of rudes. We're not doing an attack into a potential Ice Fang Quaddle. Mario Brothers. What is the worst movie based on a video game? Mario Bros. Mario Bros is. I've never actually watched it, but I've heard it's really bad. I heard they're making a new D&D movie. The Street Fighter series was good. I like Street Fighter. That is exactly what Richard said. Because me and Krim were like, "Oh my god, Street Fighter," and Richard was like, I like that movie. He hasn't watched it since he was an adult, so I don't know if it'll stand the test of time. But as a kid, he actually really liked it. Double Dragon. Oh, I like the Double Dragon game on Nintendo. That game was sweet. What did you watch a Nintendo stream? Tecmo Super Bowl. Double Dragon. About it. What is the best? Are there any good movies or TV shows made off of video games? We're talking about all the bad ones. What's the good ones? I guess like Tomb Raider was pretty famous, right? I used to play a lot of Tecmo Bowl. We actually had a Tecmo Bowl league for a while with some friends where we would do full seasons, each pick a team and do full seasons, kind of like Madden franchise mode, but on Tecmo Bowl. Castlevania? I've never seen Castlevania movie. Street Fighter movie, my brain says it's too bad, but my heart likes it. That's a legitimate way to feel about it, I think. Huh. Well, Ink Moth Nexus. Luris. Go to combat. Attack you. I mean, worst case, if our opponent Ras, we're going to draw a bunch of cards. Oh, Bo Jackson was ridiculous. I mean, but Bo Jackson was actually ridiculous, so I guess it kind of made sense that he was so overpowered in the game, but if Bo Jackson hadn't gotten hurt, who knows what would happen. He was like a freak athlete, so ahead of his time. Originally, I like the original Mortal Kombat movies. Better than Street Fighter. Oh, actually, I know what y'all can help me on. Are any of you Dragon Ball Z fans? I know literally nothing about Dragon Ball Z. Hey, Seth the chat, what do you think of this snow control list? Ooh, let me see. Okay, Dragon Ball Z was childhood. All right, you can help me with this then. I need to know about a character named Krillin. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Krillin. So Krillin, like a bald. From what I read, I never watched Dragon Ball Z. So what I gathered reading on the interwebs is that he's kind of like a bit of a meme character, like comic relief kind of character. Your friend forces you to watch it. Cue Ball, is that Krillin is the strongest human. He's not bald, he shaves his head. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't realize that. About it. So, my real question, though, is... Wow, they let us draw twice. Oh, that's insane. That was spectacular. The real question is, though, I heard that Krillin is known for a move called Solar Flare. Is Solar Flare, is that a Dragon Ball Z technique in general, or is that specifically associated with Krillin? Is that like his signature move or something? It blinds everything. I picked up that much on the internet reading about it. Why haven't I ever watched Dragon Ball Z? Critical. I didn't have TV growing up. I have a unique childhood. A Dragon Ball Z technique. Kuririn. Kuririn? Is that really how you say it? That's how it's spelled, is it? Kuririn? Solar Flare is Tyne's signature move. Krillin's is Destructo Disc. Ah, okay. I've been working on the deck name thing and researching deck names for future videos. Did you know that the Solar Flare deck is actually... Do you know the reason that Solar Flare is called Solar Flare? If you don't know Solar Flare's like Esper mid-rangey Reanimator deck. It started back in original Ravnica Standard, where they were reanimating Angel of Despair with Zombify. That was the original Solar Flare. And then it came back again in Innistrad Standard after Unburial Rites was printed. There was like a tick up your Liliana, discard something big, reanimate it with Unburial Rites. Do you know do you have any guesses as to the deck naming? Alright, play the land. Place a Garderzade. See if that eats a counter. No. Play Esper Sentinel. About it. Daniel Arola, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. It is for a deck name video. I will show you the reason why. I just learned this today researching. I didn't know this one. It's actually kind of funny, but the Dragon Ball Z part confuses me. That's the part. The Krillin part is what I don't completely understand with Solar Flare, because that's not like his signature. Not like his signature move. The reason the deck is named Solar Flare is the person that built the deck originally, a Japanese player who originally built the deck. All right, opponent's going to Archmage Charm. Who originally built the deck. He built the deck. It was right after Guild Pack came out. So Guild Pack came out, and Angel of Despair was a hot new thing. And they're like, wow, we're going to play this in a Reanimator deck. So they build this Reanimator deck, reanimating Kakusho and Angel of Despair with Zombify. And they're like, what do we name this deck? And Angel of Despair, if you look at it, kinda has a little... looks a little bit, I guess, like Krillin. You got the bald head. You got the bald head thing. So because Angel of Despair was one of the main reanimation targets, and it looked like Krillin, and the person building the deck associated Krillin with Solar Flare being one of its moves, the deck ended up being called Solar Flare. That is the story of Solar Flare, and we still use that name today sometimes to talk about like mid-rangey Reanimator style decks. Oh, so good. I kind of love learning about stuff like this just because it's kind of funny. Ooh, wow. All right, Steel Shaper's Gift, Colossal Hammer. Go to combat, attack you. Would you like to block, friend? Oh, maybe we're gonna get control. What other deck names would you like to learn about? Any other ideas? Da, 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 da. Well, take a bunch. Pass the turn. If you cast a spell, we're drawing a card, because that is a big ass. Would you like to pay the 11? Nick Fit is actually, that's what I've been working on. Ponds I've already done. That one's already on the YouTube. Nick Fit, there's a bit of a debate about where that name comes from. Ooh, Spanish Inquisition, that's a good one. Cereal Bowl names are a good one. Krillin is also known to die a lot and get revived. Oh, is that kind of one of his gimmicks? Blue-white Cheons. That would be pretty good. AKA Saffron, so I've been toying around with your build in Wiz combo. I think adding Zerta in the build because it gets Wiz Questified mana is hard, but using it with Zerta, you can cast Wiz, level up blue, level up for 3. You have to try that out. Sorry for the long message. No worries about the long message. That is perfectly fine. That I considered Zerta. I really wanted to play Zerta as a companion, but that didn't actually work because can we win here? Not quite. Another Saga Aid. But that didn't really work because we needed Fathom Mage. But maybe just playing in the main deck is worth it. I do like the speed at which it can help level up. That it can help level up Wizards class, which that was the biggest issue with the deck, is it's just so hard to level up, so expensive. So we play Luris. It resolves if we get Wrathed. You know what? We're going to do it. Play Luris. Cat time. Colossus Hammer time. Pay the 1 time. Put it on the Sentinel. Make you block. Hit ya. Opponent. Zerta with Fires of Invention would have been gorgeous. Ooh. Gonna be Tomber in his own game on Wednesday with the EDH stream. Ooh, what are you playing, Jake Jesus? Oh yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but now that there's more people here. Ooh, going budget. That looks sweet. 5-ticket Jadzi. That actually looks pretty powerful. Jadzi looks like a good ultra budget commander. It's viewer submitted commander week. If you would like, oh god. Oh, there's drawing? Okay, sure. Oh, we've drawn so many cards off these Esper Sentinels. This has went much better than last round, where it was actually a close hard fight about it. Submitted a Grenzo deck? I haven't played Grenzo in a while. What's the best way to send you and the rest of the Commander Clash crew decks to check out for viewer-created decks? So there is a post up. The Commander YouTube has been having a hard time with links for some reason. Apparently some people's links aren't working. But there's a post up in the community tab asking for deck list links there. You can also leave them in the article on the website, mtggoldfish.com. You can also email them to any specific player if you want a deck that you think I might be interested, or Crim or whatever. First name at mtggoldfish.com, Seth at mtggoldfish.com, Philip, Richard, Crim at mtggoldfish.com. So many options. Should I make you a Having Your Commanders Matter deck? Someone actually sent me a Commander Matters deck, but I wouldn't mind seeing another take on it. It's one that I've considered for past viewer submitted weeks. It's been in the final. Usually when I'm picking a deck for viewer submitted weeks, we get tons of submissions, and then I usually end up with like 5 to 10 that I like are my top tier that I'm considering, and then have to narrow it down to one. Mono Green Mill? Yes, I would be interested in that. I mean, there should be game, right? Memnite, Ornithopter, Esper Sentinel, Plains, Pure Steel, Take it up. Equip it up. Attack you to death. Oh! All right. That's hammer time. That is hammer time. About it. Gonna block. Sure, sure, sure. Infect for days. And opponent. Done. All right. Let's not play control again. We've been grinding with control so much. Would you be interested in Cody with no non-land permanents? Ooh. Yeah. I'd love to take a look at it. You can email them too. Is there something specific you should put in the subject line? Not really. I mean, I guess if you mention Commander Clash deck or something, viewer submitted deck, that's great, but I think people will figure it out. But yeah, email is especially good if you have a deck that you want to make sure a specific person sees. If you're like, oh, I think Seth will really like this deck, or oh, this is a Richard deck, then you can kind of make sure it gets in front of the eyes. Like, I think everyone reads through all the posts as well. I do at least, and I think the rest of the crew does too. But there's hundreds of deck lists there, so who knows how close of a look your list will get. But if you get in the email, then you're definitely going to get the eyes on it. Seth at mtggoldfish.com. For any of the Goldfish crew, first name at mtggoldfish.com will go to them. Also, Saffron Olive at mtggoldfish.com also works. Or like Brewer's Kitchen at mtggoldfish.com. Budget Commander, the Asian Avenger. So nicknames or first names, we'll get there. Yeah, it's definitely sweet to have. Ugh, wow, Sand is so close to good. We need one more land. We got the Zagarda's Aid. We can get the hammer. I think we mulligan. Oh, this hand is putrid. We will definitely mulligan. Well, we'll try this. Bottom and... bottom, I guess. Hand's not good. Not good, not good. Excited for the Historic set. I am, although it doesn't release until Thursday, as far as I know. I believe Thursday is when it finally releases. But yeah, I'm definitely super hyped. There's a bunch of decks I want to build. Is it Krim or his birth name? I think it's Krim and the Asian Avenger. We'll go to Krim. Hey, what's up, Gory? How are you? It's the 24th? It comes out tomorrow? Wait. I think it's the 20... I thought it was the 26th. Because they always release stuff on Thursdays. Here, let's pull this up. Short version, we're moving everything out 2 weeks. The release was planned for August 10th, is now expected to arrive the 24th. Okay, so the 24th is like the build. They're releasing whatever update to the client, and then Jumpstart Historic Horizons itself is going to come out on Thursday. So expect Thursday's stream to be Historic Horizons stream. There are no house bans this season. So official commander ban list. You know, let's play a pure Steel Paladin. And go. Tanos! How have you been, Tanos? For the 42nd month, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Oh, it's Heliod combo. Big soup cheer for you. Hammer, please. No deal. Well, sack it. Stoneforge, I can get a hammer eventually. Do we live until eventually, though? Zagarda's Aid. Hitcha. We could be getting comboed any minute by this Heliod opponent. Taps. Lad. No ballistas, please? We need, like, at least 2 more turns. Opponent. Oh! Okay. Squirrel Twin, eh? Opponent beats us down. I was not expecting the Scurry Oak. Ink Moth Nexus. The Stoneforge Mystic. Get a hammer. Springleaf Drum. Go attacking. So close. Attack you. 1, 2, 3. We're 1 point of damage short. We can hit our opponent for 14. Well, 14, yeah. Hammer. Equip it. Draw a card. Wow. Oh, 13. All right. Opponent goes to 2. No combos, no combos. Opponent untaps. What if we had Flump? How much better would our record be if we had a Flump? Hey Seth, if you don't have anything planned for tomorrow, could we brew a deck on stream and play with it a little? Ooh, is that something people would be interested in? Are we winning? More than we did with Flump, slightly. About the same, but a little better. All right, Prismatic Ending takes down the hammer. Sure. Well, come on, one more hammer. Opponent. I feel like if this was a Blink Moth Nexus, I think we'd have lethal. Muskrat, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent, Lifelinks, hits us. Makes a squirrel. More Sagardazades. Get Luris. Pass the turn. Hammer! Hammer! Prismatic Ending's been a really good really good card. Wait, if we did a Boros combo deck where you donate a Leyline of Sanctity to your opponent so you can't target them with Flump. Ooh, okay, okay. How would that work? What is the actual wording on Flump? Opponent combat. Passes. Hammer. Memnite. I don't play Memnite. So we can hit our opponent for 2, but then they gain back life with Heliod. So I feel like we need to leave this back on defense. I don't even play Luris. Oh, for want of a hammer. When Flump is dealt damage, you and target opponent each draw a card. Yeah, I mean, I guess if your opponent could not be targeted, then they wouldn't be able to draw a card. That is a huge hoop to jump through, though. Donate your opponent a ley line to make Flump better. I mean, I think maybe a little Stockholm syndrome after last stream. So that doesn't do anything then. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, so that'd be a lot of flumps to jump through for nothing. Hey Seth, could you help me draft a Fudscape Shift deck with synergies like Presence and Urborg and Velga and Dryad over Gitrog, other Gitrog? Fine if you want to. Wait. Could you help me draft a Fudscape Shift deck with synergies like Dryad Presence, Urborg, Velga, Dryad, Gitrog? Fine if you want to. At least keep it green-black. But would love to go in another color that works. No budget restrictions. Would love your help. Don't know where to start. Ooh. I mean, that does sound like a fun style of deck. For sure. Opponent passes. Urza Saga. That could slowly get us a hammer. So if we attack with everything, opponent blocks. Blocks. It doesn't do anything. So opponent like blocks here. Blocks here, blocks here. We're like a point of damage away this entire game. So close. I feel like we could get comboed off at any second, though. Yeah, I mean, we can just try to go with the Luris. Opponent's got 3 cards. Maybe our opponent's just leaving mana because they don't have a choice. Oh, yeah, I don't like... The problem is if this goes wrong, then our opponent gets to snowball back because we've tapped out on our protection, and that's what's keeping our opponent from gaining life. Yeah. So if we try this and our opponent kills it, then they gain life, make another squirrel, and then things are getting worse. Oh wow. All right. Pump fake. Well, green. Hold. They could have Coco too. About it. Oh my goodness, they were bluffing. Oh boy. All right. I think it's from playing with Crim and Commander that I always feel like the opponent's going to have it. I blame Crim for that. I always expect them to have the counter or the removal spell because, yeah, I did not expect that to work. They didn't have anything. They were just leaving their mana up hoping we wouldn't go for it, and we got rewarded for doing it. We have a new donation from Bonero 777, $2 donation. Thank you so much. Hey Seth, I've been watching your content for a long time. I want to show you a deck for Legacy that is real spicy jank involving prison. Skipping your own turn with Chronotog until your opponent falls over, decks themselves, or gives up. I would love to see that deck list. That sounds that sounds hilarious. It reminds me of a commander deck Richard played. I don't think Chronotog was a big part of it. I think it was like, but I remember some crazy, he played a crazy deck built around skipping your turns an infinite number of times. It was actually pretty interesting. But yeah, if you have a link, I'd love to see it. Seth, good news. I got to move back into my house this morning. Nice to be out in the car with the kids. Please never flump again. Oh man. You came in late, Jonathan Snow. Initially, we had the one of Flump in this deck just because we could, but you got here too late, so I guess your marriage survives. Oh, let me see Merowyn. All right, we need the pass to break up our opponent's combo. We'll go down Steel Shaper's Gift, go down 2 Ornithopters, Sanctifier no, Voidmere no, Menriku Gusari no, Pithing Needle's probably good. Pithing Needle stopping Heliod. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this pile. No turn prison. So the idea appears to be Chronotog. A 2-drop that lets you skip your next turn to give it +3/+3 once a turn. So the idea is Chronotog, get down Smokestack, get down Mogus, God of Slaughter, and start skipping your turns and making your opponent sacrifice. So you, after you get some counters on Smokestack, you're not going to have to sack, but your opponent is. That is a pretty hilarious idea, actually. That is pretty hilarious. Oh. Ha. Huh. So many hammers. So little white mana. I guess we ship it. So much mana, so little hammers. Although that is a good looking Plains. I don't know. I haven't seen Eric Peterson art in a long time, but that is a classic. There's even, I don't know if you can see that. There's like a, I don't know what that is. A scarecrow? Maybe a kid? There's someone out there under the tree with the lightning coming. It's so good. Yeah, we got them all. Look at this again. Yeah, okay. Give her rooms to the bottom. Ugh. Esper Sentinel to the bottom, and we'll see what happens. It's just a rando in the field. Just hanging out. So what are we gonna hear tomorrow? What is the news? Kamigawa, I expect. Lord of the Rings set, I expect. Return to Dominaria, I expect. There's got to. What do you want to see remastered? I'm expecting we'll get another something like Time Spiral remastered. If you could choose an old block to be remastered, what would you pick? Any top tier choices? Urza Saga and Springleaf Drum. Alpha. The reserve list might be an issue for that one. Alpha remastered would be sweet though. Stoneforge. Get us something good. No mana tithing. All right. Homelands is so bad. Well, no one who would buy it. Who would buy in their right mind? One of my all-time favorite stories in my time of making Magic content is there was this site called Dawn Glare, which I don't know if it still exists, but Dawn Glare was a site that had EV calculations listed for all the Magic sets. So I would go there sometimes to check out EV, and one time for fun, I looked at, I think it was Homelands. I think it was Homelands. It was either Homelands or Fallen Empires. But for fun, I was like, all right, I'll what is the EV of Homelands? It was 0. It was literally 0. The expected value was $0. You could buy a box. You could open boxes for infinity. You could open all the boxes in the world, and on average, you would be getting $0 every box, every pack. I think it's because I do this too with our EV calcs, but excluding stuff under like $1.50 or $2. So I'm sure that technically you get some commons or whatever that are worth 50 cents, but Donny King, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 6-month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Opponent being annoying, exiling our things. Urza Saga ticking up. Well, land Memnite. Go. I'd love to see Wrath in Urza's brought back. I wonder, do you think Wizards could satisfactorily remaster a set with the reserve list? Or do you think that if they did, we would just all be upset because the cards that we really wanted wouldn't be included? Because it would be really interesting to see, like, Urza's remastered or Wrath remastered or something, but I would be left thinking about all the things that we couldn't get. Ending the reserve list would be the best. I would be absolutely thrilled. Keep making Karnstructs. Why not put reserve list cards into Historic since it's digital only? I mean, it works on Magic Online. We've had Vintage remastered, reprinting Black Lotus and stuff on Magic Online, so I'm sure that we will get it eventually. I think we might have to just take Pithing Needle here. Pithing Needle. So let's pie up the Heliod. Play the land. Go to combat. Smack you with the construct. I think that we're going to return to Lorwyn. Lorwyn is on that rumor list. I would not be surprised to see that we return to Lorwyn. If not in 2022 and 2023, but I think that return to Lorwyn is high on the list. Does Wizards have any monetary incentive to get rid of the reserve list? I mean, a lot of their most valuable cards are currently on the reserve list, and if they could reprint those, wow, could they make some money. Like, could you imagine how many, let's say Wizards could do a Masters set, and that Masters set had original dual lands in it. Wizards would sell so many of those, and they would still be valuable, and they could sell them as a secret lair drop, and then add them as box toppers to our next return to Innistrad. Like, there's a ton of money to be made by Wizards by getting rid of the reserve list. The challenge is, like, if there's... I heard a really interesting but definitely not substantiated theory that I'll get to in a minute that I want your opinions on. New donation from Dan Wildfire, $5 donation. Bad card, not on the reserve list from Urza, Saga, and Rest Cycles, so be better than good cards from Masks. I guess that is actually true. Mask was pretty bad. Ooh, Pure Steel Paladin. That's a draw. Pure Steel, opponent gains a life. Hammer. We get to draw a card. Equip to a Memnite. Big ol' Memnite. Attack you. So here is the theory that I heard recently about the reserve list. And obviously this is, just a speculation, a theory, not a confirmed thing. So here's a theory I heard that was actually kind of interesting to me. Because we've never really seen an actual reason for Wizards not to be able to get rid of the reserve list. There's no actual like solid reason why. All right, Heliod, why they couldn't get rid of it. So the theory is Peter Atkinson, early WotC, has recently been selling, I guess apparently like millions of dollars of worth of old cards that he's had in his collection. So the theory was, what if there was like a deal not with collectors per se, or not Wizards being worried about some legal thing where someone's going to sue them, which is somewhat dubious. But what if there's actually a deal with Peter Atkinson or some other old employees that were like, hey, they had the reserve list, so they bought a ton of cards, and in the end, those cards are worth a ton of money. What if those are the people that are kind of being protected, basically, by the reserve list? Isn't that inside trading? No, but only because Magic is a completely unregulated market. There is no inside trading in Magic. There's nothing. There's no regulations. So you could take and have a buddy at Wizards, and they could be like, hey, they told you a year ago, hey, we're working on Innistrad. It's going to be a set that is themed around vampires. If I was you, I'd go out and buy a bunch of old vampires because those prices are going to spike. Or they could be like, hey, we're going to Innistrad. We're doing box toppers. Liliana is going to be one of those box toppers. I would get rid of your copies because the price is probably going to crash. That is 1,000,000% legal because there's no regulations. There is no oversight, no regulations. If that same thing happened with a stock market, in a regulated market, and you said those exact same words, but it was involving like a company being sold or something, or a merger, that would be highly illegal. And I was going to say you'd end up in jail, but we all know how it goes with white collar, crime. You go to jail if you have, a little bit of, whatever illegal substance, but you can steal millions of dollars with insider trading, and you probably, do some community service or something. But in Magic, there's not really anything that's outside of, like, things that break the actual law, like stealing or burglary or whatever. Like, stuff like that is illegal everywhere. But there is no regulation. So nothing financially can be illegal in the Magic. As far as Magic, there's no such thing as insider trading because there's no regulation, so there's no rules. I've seen a couple of videos on lawyers for this. So far as suing Wizards, dropping the reserve list, it would have to go to courts for the judge to decide. There's very mixed feelings on that. There's some people who say basically 1,000,000% Wizards would get sued. Oh no. All right, I guess we got to do this. There's some people that are like, yeah, Wizards would definitely get sued. There's other people that say that's kind of a joke. There's no way. And these are like lawyer level people on both sides. So it really goes back and forth. And I really don't. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what the truth is. I kind of personally, not very much not being a lawyer, from what I've read and heard from people who are smarter than me about stuff like that, it seems like the most likely course of action was there probably would be someone or some people who would try to sue Wizards, and those people would most likely lose. That is my current best understanding of how it would go. There's almost certainly like Dan Brock or someone who's has a ton of cards and is very very outspoken about wanting to keep the reserve list around. Someone like that almost certainly, or some ones would almost certainly sue. Whether or not those people would actually win as a result, that is a very different question. I mean, I guess, and then the other thing is people go with the it would cost Wizards something either way. So is that what holds Wizards back? Is the fact that, let's say they get taken to court and they know they're going to win once they go to court, but they're still going to have to defend themselves in court. Maybe just that expense is enough to keep Wizards from wanting to break the reserve list. Because we don't really know, honestly, what the math is. We don't know exactly how much they would make off of getting rid of the reserve list. And we don't know how much they could potentially have to spend defending a lawsuit, so. Alright, opponent gonna beat us down. Sure. Well, crack the Horizon Canopy. Well, Urza Saga will be good eventually, hopefully. Urza Saga. Giver of Runes. I mean, the nice thing about the Urza Saga is it's going to make some big tokens that are going to keep us from dying to this Skyclave apparition of all things. Opponent adapts. There's no possibility that they get sued since there's no contract with a player. It's apparently more complicated than that, unfortunately. Intuitively, yes, but there's... legal stuff is weird. But so apparently promissory estoppel is a concern. I've heard both sides of that from lawyers. But the thing is, especially here in the U.S., you can sue people for basically anything. Like, if anything, it's probably too easy to sue people in our system. So even if there's like 0% chance that a lawsuit would be successful, the lawsuit is almost certainly going to happen because that's just how things work here, basically. You can sue. I mean, basically, yes. Like. That's how our system is set up. Do you think we've hit peak supplemental product overload? Oh, we actually just recorded a Commander Clash podcast on this topic that's going to be going up in a little bit. Not today, but in a few days. Close. We're close, I would say. Oh, opponent draws a Coco. Yikes. This could be the death of us. Opponent gonna pay the 1. Oh, do they spin into a combo? Coco's a good card. We've done a lot of lands this game. What is it with this Scurry Oak? Alright, so opponent gonna make some squirrels. Okay. Oh, so this goes infinite. Okay, so opponent, they need so they're playing a 3-piece combo version of this. So Auriok Champion, Scurio, Heliod, infinite life, infinite tokens. Yeah, well, fizzle away, hammer time. Fizzle away. Seal of Cleansing doesn't really do it. I guess we just run it back. As we're going into the next round, a reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magic cards, you get them from over at cardkingdom.com. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could have drawn one more card to see. I guess if we top decked Hammer, there was a possibility we could win with Ink Moth. So I guess we should have drawn one more card to see if it was Hammer. Because our opponent also gets infinite tokens, remember. So our opponent's going to have infinite creatures. So we're dead in a single turn. Well, run stuff out. Pass the turn. Opponent. Temple Garden. Untapped. Noble Hierarch. Well, Plains. Stoneforge Mystic. Get a hammer. Hit you for 1. Oh, we can make a big board. Is it going to be enough? Opponent plays a land. And what do you got? What do you got? We got 2 hammers. We got the pure steel. Opponent. Just print, Seth, just print Tropical Islands. It's an island forest untapped. Gains 1 life when enters the battlefield. Functionally differ from a reserve list card. The problem is Wizards doesn't just abide by the reserve list. They also believe in something that they call the spirit of the reserve list. And the spirit of the reserve list, basically, in Wizards' current thinking, prevents them from doing things like that skirt the reserve list. Which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I think that's... Like, to me, that's what I wish they would do, too. Like, just, like, sure, you made this deal. If you gotta stick to the deal, fine. Just, like, get around it a little bit and give us the cards that we need. So, you can maintain the deal, you cannot break the promise, and players can play Magic. Like, that's a win-win-win scenario in my book. Well, are we dead next turn? Well, Urza Saga. Make an artifact. Equip on Memnite. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent. Down to 6. Pass the turn. No combos. No combos. Opponent attempts. Oh, come on. Hold. Hold. We got to feed the kids. Proxies work great for casual play, but they don't help with competitive. Like if you want to go play to GP, or if you want to go to a sanctioned FNM even. So that's kind of the issue. So as far as like, I would just want to play Commander on my kitchen table, proxies are an amazing solution for that. And I would highly encourage you, not counterfeits, don't buy counterfeits, just make a proxy, get a cool, not real looking, you know, sweet art proxy, whatever you want to do. There's tons of ways to go about it that are not counterfeits. It's great for that, but it's not exactly as good as... it doesn't exactly work for like competitive play. Do you think that Hasbro is getting too involved in the creation process of Magic? I don't know about too involved in the creation process. Too involved in maybe the financial aspect, perhaps. Do I win the game this turn? Oh, so many sweet win the game cards. Oh my god. I remember I used to actually play Apocalypse. When I first started playing, that's like the worst one too. Apocalypse. If anyone ever played Apocalypse, it would be the saltiest card in Commander. For 5 mana, it gets rid of all permanents, lands, non-lands, everything. That's insane. And you have to discard your hand. So there's no possible way you're going to be able to win the game immediately after this, which is kind of hilarious. So I'm surprised Richard doesn't play Apocalypse. Yeah, that looks hilarious, Tailspinner. All right, opponent gaining life, turning on their Heliod. I mean, they don't have a way to stop the Ink Moth on the battlefield. Opponent. Passing. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. I think we gotta go for it. Goes attacking. Hits us. We will take it. They could have Path. Path would be a fizzle. Oh, us drawing Path is actually spectacular. Now, float a mana. Turn on Ink Moth. Get a hammer. Draw a card. Equip. Play the land. Ink Moth. Combat. Do you have it? About it. Oh, pub fakes. Oh, why? Why do you do that to me, opponent? Oh my goodness. So if you activate Ink Moth again, after it has the hammer on it, it'll gain flying again. Oh, oh, oh. Almost had a heart attack, but we got there. Yeah, it is weird. It loses flying, but then it gains it back, and we're on a bit of a hammer time win streak. Oh my goodness, I need some water. So thirsty. There's a mono green mill list for commander class. Check it out. Well, I'm curious how you even build mono green mill. Like, that's why this list intrigues me, is just the very idea of mono green mill. How do you mill? How do you mill in green? Ah, Altar of Dementia. Sacking Galta. I like it. That's spicy. So Mossbridge Troll. Former Modern Against Odds All-Star. That actually looks pretty sweet. I like it, Wheezy. See any concerts yet, Seth? Think Mountain Goats is touring the East Coast. Yeah, I've tried it. This house stuff is like messing up all my plans, because I'm trying to find out when this house is like closing, and I'm moving, and I know it's happening in September, but I don't have a date yet. So I'm trying to like figure all that out. Mountain Goats is going to be the closest they get to me is like three-ish hours away. In Woodstock. So on the 25th. So I'd really like to go see them on the 25th. But I'm just trying to make sure the house stuff works out and the puppy stuff works out. So that's kind of like the issue, is like all of that keeping me from making final plans. So hopefully. Ooh, where are they playing? Where are they playing, Monster? All right, Plains and yeah, let's just steal Shaper's Gift. Grab the hammer. Pass the turn. Yeah. Yeah, I also wanted to go to like a fest this summer and see Ween. But I don't know. Then the house stuff came along, so that's been my... Even if I don't make it to anything sweet over the next couple months, I think it'll be worth it. There will be concerts next year, and once the house is done, then it's done for a while. I don't have to do about moving or anything like that, so... I'm still tempted to try to fly out to Colorado for Halloween. Because Ween is playing like three nights in a row. 3 nights in a row at in Denver. No, Ink Moth. Cigar Aid. Go. I'm going to see my favorite band. Ooh, Animal Collective is one of my favorite bands too, actually. Although they need to make some. It's not Red Rocks. It's I can't remember what the. It's not at Red Rocks. I can't remember what the venue is. I think it's just one of the venues right in Denver. How are you gonna do Simic Kicker and not point out that I said you should play it? Was that you, Illusions Donate? I remember someone said I should play it. I couldn't. I got so many emails I couldn't remember. By the time I actually played it, I couldn't remember who it was that said, "Oh, you should play it." Oh, come on, opponent. Opponent, stop being. Well, I guess we get in one free infect. Well, hit you for one. We have played against a ridiculous number of control decks today. Like, so many control decks. I'm not really moving far away. I'm just actually buying a house instead of renting. So I'm going to be in the same general, probably like 10 minutes away from where I am now. But it's going to be a lot better. I'm super excited for, like, having a house, because then I can... I don't know. It'll be easier to set things up how I want it for making videos and stuff. Like, that is the big upside. Plus, it's got a little bit of land, and I can get the puppies and all that kind of stuff. So that's the additional benefit. Well, Giver of Runes. Pass the turn. I went on a dumb tear with it. I often go back and review the old deck videos for ideas when Standard gets stale. That's a oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh sweet mother. Oh we're This is a handful of stuff I don't know if we can beat. Shark Typhoon. Every one of these cards is like a bomb at the moment. Can we beat a Chalice? That shuts down our entire hand. Yikes. Well, I mean... like, a pile like this would discourage them from taking Chalice, but I don't think we can beat Solitude, Archmage, Charm, Shark Typhoon either. Like, this would be the least likely to have Chalice pile. We don't really know if they need a land or not. Alright. I mean, that's just a lot of good cards that are going to be really good against us. Have I ever heard of Dr. Dog? Yeah, one of my brothers, that's like one of their favorite bands. So I have heard a bit because of them. Opponent takes the Chalice. Alright. Well, go Urza Saga, I guess. Opponent plays the Chalice. Puke. Yeah. And a land, and passes. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Well, make a dork. Untap. Well, at least Memnite gets through the Chalice. Make a dork. Get a... do any of these cards do anything? Huh. Shadow Sphere, I guess? Sort of does something. Memnite. I mean, I guess we're just going with the constructs and seeing what happens. Equip. Spirit on the Run! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip here for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, go Urza Saga constructs. Hit you for 5. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks down to 13. Yeah, Chalice is the one that counters, so we cannot resolve 1-drops at the moment. Yeah, Shadow Spear is not bad. Colonnade. If our opponent has a Wrath... Okay. Well, sure, crack this. Well, at this point, we just... Oh, no, another land. At this point, we just can't really cast anything. Like, that's the issue. Like, most of our deck is locked out now. Yeah, they have this colony, too, that stops the Ink Moss, so... This is a really, really, really horrifying situation. Well, Luris. Pass the turn. Hoping for some sort of miracle. Yeah, the Wrath is what we need to not see. There was a chance we could just get there even through the Chalice, but... Is this hardcast? Oh my god. Huge Shark. Draws a card. I feel like we've played Control every round. We've mostly won, but we have played Control so much today. We have a no-turn clock with all these flying blockers. Opponent hits us. Land. Luris. If this gets countered, then I think we scoop. I just don't see a reasonable way of winning from here. Yeah, alright. Sure. Yeah. So opponent, Chalice and Control. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Wilkins? Harold, how are you? I did have a good weekend. Hopefully you did too. Well, I guess it's Seal of Cleansing in. Ornithopter's out. Hope for the best, hope for the best. Oh, is there a Wafo topic control list? I mean, Chalice is very well positioned in Modern right now. It's the best way to shut down all the Cascade decks. So it has that going for it. On top of kind of wrecking decks like ours, also really good against some of the Is-It decks that are mostly 1-drops. So I can see why you'd want to play Chalice. Although I assume that it's costing you, like, you can't play Cantrips, you can't play Path to Exile. So there is, like, a real cost, too. Well, this hand needs lands, but it's not going to get Chalice locked. Good against Burn, good against Infact, that isn't much of a thing, but opponent untap land. And that's a thing that would be countered by Chalice. I don't know about that deck building. That looks like it would get countered by Chalice. Stoneforge. Get a hammer. Pass the turn. Counterspell's definitely a real card. About it. Land. Passes. Well, play the land. Always pinch on white mana in this deck. Sagardazade. Go to combat. Attack you. I kind of just want to play the hammer on Stoneforge. But this is a one-shot kill. All right, we're not going to. So tempting. Kind of crazy to me that Counterspell exists and isn't even good. I mean, it's fine. It's a playable card. People play it, but Modern is just not a very good format for Counterspell. Force of Will. Force of Will, that's a card that would change Modern if it was printed, I think. Do you think that it'll ever be printed into Modern? Force of will it ever come? I think it's almost like certainly going to. Yeah, I mean, it's basically 4 Urza Sagas and 4 Ink Moss, so we've had several games where we just haven't had double white. It's really like, it's pure Steel Paladins double white, plus those colorless lands just can lead to some awkwardness. Birdie Guy, welcome you to the Fishbowl too. Thank you for your subscription. Big super over you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Poda, Engineered Explosives. Passes. Take up the Saga. So we definitely can't win here. Well, I guess we go to combat. Attack you. Hit you. Pass the turn. Start making constructs. That was going to be the next card I asked about. Do you think we ever get Wasteland? I feel like if we keep getting Horizon sets every year or two, pretty soon we're going to have everything, right? Like, won't every good Legacy card that's not in Modern and not on the reserve list eventually just be in the format? Alright, so kills the Stoneforge. Well, so we get to make a construct, untap, make a construct, get a hammer, equip it, opponent cracks Flooded Strad. I mean, Wasteland just punishes greedy decks, right? Play more basics. Play more basics. Just play interaction. Alright, so opponent, press our board. Oh, play the land. Play... Now, let's play Giver of Runes. Play Colossus Hammer. Go attacking. Hit ya. Down to 12 past the turn. It blows me away how many cards of Modern Horizons end up in Legacy 2, and they're built for Modern. That is true. Modern is a pretty powerful format. And a lot of the cards that show up are creatures. In Legacy, the biggest difference is the spells, really. Legacy has a lot of spells that are way better than... Oh. Ugh. Cryptic Mana. Well, Pure Steel. Counterspell. Go to combat. Hit ya. 3 cards in hand. Opponent. Oh, God. Oh, no. Wow, what a blowout. Dressed Out. Maybe Dressed Out is insane. Why doesn't everyone play this card if everyone's playing Urza Saga? That actually is kind of absurd. That just like wrath our board and drew our opponent a card for 2 mana. With a Giver of Runes out to protect our stuff. Like that was absolutely insane. Well. Now we're going to get countered again. Stoneforge. Maybe, I wonder if it's possible this deck should play a Cauldra. Do you think it'd be worth playing a Cauldra? Like, this would be a scenario where if we had a real equipment to get, that would be so much better. Oh, come on. Do you just have how many counters can you possibly have in your hand, opponent? How many? Alright, so we resolve the Lurrus. So our opponent has a target for their Wrath. Do not have the mana to recast anything. Pass the turn. These 2 Seal of Cleansings looking pretty bad at the moment. Flooded Strand. Jeez, oh my goodness. This deck has all the possible answers. About it. Passes. Well, boom. Taking an Infect, maybe. Unless you have some weird card no one else plays that just blows us out. Yeah, I mean, this feels pretty over to me. Oh my goodness, so much interaction. Well, we have played infinite control decks today, and we beat most of them, but I don't think we're going to beat this one. Flooded Strand, Potent, cracks it. And you can loop end step Dress Down with Lurrus for a prison lock. Alright, Teferi. Bounces Giver of Runes. About it, passes. We draw more lands. Inkmoth. Attack Teferi. Really? Yes, this one's super good. God. Wow. Well. Huh. So we finished with a 3-2, which is, I guess, slightly better. Slightly better than Flumph. Wow, that was a brutal way to go out, though. Our opponent had it all and a half on that one. Yeah, there's... We're not doing anything against that deck. Good jeez. Yeah, that deck, the Wafo Topic Control deck seems like it has everything to fight against everything. Wow, that Dress Down was a ridiculous blowout. I'm kind of surprised Dress Down is not like a staple. Well, we get a treasure chest, and a treasure chest is good. And that is something. Obviously, it would have been nice to get more. We get a Venerable War Singer. I was kind of hyped about this card when it was spoiled, and maybe after rotation, and a 8th edition Millstone. Apparently, they were still putting this at rare and 8th edition. How times have changed. I think that Millstone would be it would probably be a common now, right? I think you could print this effect at common, right? Target player mills 2 cards. I bet it would be a common now. Oh, do I need to use the word too? I feel like we've seen. It's kind of crazy. Millstone is an interesting card. The history of Millstone. I mean, I guess it's most recently an uncommon. Although Shriekhorn is mostly better. It doesn't take mana. I guess you only get 3 activations, but it's only 1 to cast. I mean, you never see Modern Dredge playing Millstone. You see it playing Shriekhorn. I bet it could be printed at common. It would break limited in half? You really think so? I mean, I mean, play some interaction. All right, we don't have time to do a whole league with this deck, and maybe we'll try it more in the future. But let's see if we can at least combo off with this crazy Sorin Morphon deck. If anyone joins the game, yeah, I guess limited could be a concern. Grindstone would be busted. Yeah, just play some interaction. I mean, I'm saying that mostly facetiously. Because people always say that in Commander. That's always their answer. Whenever it's like, oh, Hull Breacher is too good. Oh, just play interaction and dice removal. Which I think is like a ridiculous answer. Alright. So this deck. Well, okay. It does have the cards that we want. Which are what this deck wants. Sorin and Morphon. And then hopefully we find other slivers. So this has most of what we're looking for. We'll see if it's enough. Oath of Nissa. Find us a big sliver. No thank you. Any order. Alright, pass the turn. Come on. What are you up to, opponent? Counters. Uh-oh. Blue mana. That's scary. About it. Scalding Dart Grags it. I don't know about breaking limited in half, but it would be super annoying. That's probably true. It's interesting how big of a deal Millstone was flavorfully. Like, don't other games use the term mill now? Like, I think that all goes back to Millstone. Like, Millstone was printed in the first years of Magic. And now even other card games, things that destroy your library are often referred to as mill. We end up calling everything mill. And it all goes back to that one card. Well, here we go. So we take first sliver. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens here. So we untap. We have 3 mana. We got a sword in hand. We got first sliver. We got Morphon. Verdant Catacombs. Opponent does not have counter mana readily available. Snow-covered swamp. Sorin. Come on. Sorin comes down. Sorin. -3. Put a vampire into play. A little bit cheaty here, but Morphon. Technically a vampire. Going to name Sliver. First Sliver. Spin it to win it. Search for glory. Get a first sliver? Yeah, let's just take a first sliver. Okay, sliver 1. First sliver 2. Double cascade. What do we find? Summoner's Pact. Alright, we're going all the way. No fear here. None. We will take a... Oh, we need haste. We gotta win this turn. Take another first sliver. We need to find it. We gotta win this turn now because... Alright, search for glory. First sliver? Alright. First slivers, come down. Keep 1. First sliver, cascade. Sorin. Okay. Keep the new one. Oh, no! More Sorins! Yeah, we haven't found a haste sliver, though. I don't think this is going to be lethal either way. There are haste slivers in... Okay, there's a Cloud Shredder, so there's a haste sliver. Is this even lethal, though? Oh, this is going to hit a Summoner's Pact. Okay. That's good. So the Summoner's Pact gets a Sliver Legion. There we go. That's the card that we had to hit that we were not hitting. There's the Cloud Shredders, and now we got it. What a ridiculous deck. Summoner's Pact. No way we're paying. Get a Sliver Hive Lord. Haste him up. I think we gotta keep taking first slivers. First slivers are give us the most cascades. We had 2 cascades instead of 1 because we gotta find the Cloud Shredder. So I think until we find Cloud Shredder, we have to just keep cascading as much as possible. Summoner's Pact, I guess. I think we're out of stuff to really get. Sure. Indestructible. Wow, opponent's got... Look at that turn. Sliver Legion. Last piece of the puzzle. And we're not even going to cast it. Go to combat. That is a big board of hasty, flying, indestructible slivers. That's turn 3. That's turn 3. Not a bad turn 3. Not a bad turn 3. Negative 57. I guess I should update the deck list in case anyone wants to try this insanity at home. When it works, it really works. On the other hand, if our opponent thought seizes our Sorin or something, if the opponent thought seizes our sword or something, it falls apart. With ramp, it could come down on turn 2. Yeah, that is true. Although, there's so many... The problem is you don't want to cascade into mana dorks. That's the hard part. So the way the deck's set up, we didn't talk about it too much. Sorin puts Morophon into play. Then we have the Cascade Sliver as the next most important piece. Then we have the Finishing Slivers. Then we have the Haste Sliver. And the rest of the deck is all creature tutors. With Oath of Nissa being a pseudo-tutor. So this means when we cascade, we are either hitting another first sliver to cascade again until we find our Cloud Shredder, which will find the Summoner's Pact, which will find the Sliver Legion, which will close out the game. So it's all cascading into redraw. So in theory, if we find Sorin and Morophon in first sliver, then we should just win the game. That should end with us winning with that weird pile of cascade stuff. Oh, yeah, I guess in Legacy, Dark Ritual could do it. Still don't really want to cascade into it, though. Will Wizards ever think about the player sometimes and not the almighty dollar? I mean, I think they think about players a little bit. But the almighty dollar usually does win out in the end. Ugh. Also, I think this deck probably... pretty aggressively mulligans. Because you can see, our deck just doesn't do anything unless we have the combo. But when we do, it is ridiculous and it's super sweet. Okay, no combo pieces. This can find one. This can get us there very slowly, I guess. Maybe it's... Yeah, let's mulligan. Is it good enough? Maybe it's good enough. If we had the mana to cast Aladrami's Call, I'd be more interested. I think I'm going to keep mulliganing. Alright. Well, this one, we need a Sorin, basically. That's the first thing we're missing. This can get... So this can get the first sliver. We got the Morophon. We need the Sorin, and we're good to go. Gavin says he's listening to the players on Commander, so we'll see if Sultai Energy Commander, I know. So if we see a Sultai Energy Commander, I know why. Is that something players have been asking for, a Sultai Energy? Oh my god, that's a Sorin. Well, that was a fortunate draw. Is that something that players have been asking for, a Sultai Energy Commander? Veil of Summer could be worth it in the sideboard, perhaps. But it's passing. Well, crack. Overgrown Tomb. Untap. Razor for Saga go. Alright, so all we want is our opponent to tap out, and there is some chance that we win the game next turn. I mean, we're going for it anyway. It's what our deck does. About it. What do you got, Fred? Oh, is this Soul Flare? It is. Oh, and they hit it. Double strike. Alright. Well, we're going to get smacked by a big Soul Flare. But then do we win the game? I want to see you play 5-color Hive Mind packs. Oh, that used to be a deck. There was a time when Hive Minding and Packing was a real thing. I mean, I guess Assault Energy Commander would be okay. I mean, at least the... Do you ever Summoner's Pack turn 1 and try to combo with Morophon? I mean, we gotta get Morophon on the battlefield is the thing. So we can't really do it until we have Sorin. Because otherwise Morophon's 7 mana. So we need to first have Sorin, and then we can start casting packs. Also, Pack only gets screen creatures, so it can't actually find Morophon. That's the other, like, weird thing. Like, some tutors can get Sorin, but not Cloud Shredder Sliver. Some can get our other slivers, but not Morophon. Eldrami's Call gets everything except Sorin. So there's a bunch of tutors, but they all get slightly different things. I want to see a series where you win with all the win the game cards. I mean, that's basically against the odds. The only thing is, a lot of the you win the game cards we played in the early years of the series. So maybe we gotta... Oh, alright. Well, we can make sure our opponent names correctly, but that... Necromentia! But that card does just beat us. We went 3 and 2 with Hammer Time. We got controlled out of our last round. Would it make sense to play through the breach? So opponent takes Sorin. We get a zombie. Yeah. I mean, we just can't... Yeah, I think we just scoop. What colors of land? Do we have 5 colors of mana that we can fetch up? No. Green, white. Yeah, so we can't even cast our 5 color slivers, period. Alright, sure. Have we done Chance Encounter? Chance Encounter's been on the poll but hasn't won. So technically, no. We have played on stream in the coin flip deck. You know, I think we just run it back. We could bring in Leyline of Sanctity, but we're going to be on the play. If we're winning on turn 3, yeah, send me the update of Yarok. I'd love to see it, the Great Destroyer. What is this deck? So this deck is a super janky combo deck. A Sorin Morophon. Oh, I mean, if we can hit the Sorin, we got it. We need this Oath of Nissa to find us a Sorin. And then we have everything we need to win. If we don't find the Sorin, life is sad and bad, but I don't think we want Leyline. I think we want to win on... If they're playing Thoughtseize, then I would probably want Leyline. But just for Necromentia, I think we just got to win before they do it. Sorin, please? Ugh, no. Alright. Well, this might be a not do anything kind of game. What are your thoughts on power creep in MTG? How bad or irrelevant is it when you compare 2021 to 5 years ago? I think there's been a decent amount of power creep. I think we've seen a lot. Sorin? No. Gemstone Mines, go. About it. Yeah, we really want to avoid sideboard cards unless we desperately need them. Grizzly Salvage. 3 Sammets, okay. And a Damping Sphere. I guess that is good against our Cascade. Aladrami's Call. Can find stuff, but not Sorin. I wonder if this deck would... I wonder if it'd be worth playing fetch lands to let us cast our slivers. That's one thing I'm kind of curious about. Like, what if we could just fetch out the required lands to hard cast a 5-color sliver? Because this is a game where... Alright, opponent on the mulligan. Yeah, I mean that... Yeah, I feel like this mana base is kind of bad. I feel like you could play the fetch lands to allow us to actually hard cast the slivers. And that would give us a plan to beat hate cards. I think that's what I would probably do if I was building the deck. Elden was the last set I really played. I played like True Draft since that set. MH2 and D&D, nothing else. Really? What do you think makes it boring, Gory? All right, no Soren. No anything. Well, this we gotta keep. Bottom and bottom. Oh, board the Weatherlight. Ugh. Oh, not a good magic card. Pass the turn. Yeah. I would worry a little bit about... Boy. Alright. Board the Weatherlight. Are we going to whiff? Not quite. Well, get a Morophon. That is a piece that we need. But we need a land and a Sorin. And that's a core duelist, which could mean instant... Huh? Is this a core precon from original Zendikar era? What is going on? Sorin. Well, we've put a lot of non-Sorin cards to the bottom. Ever going to revisit your 5-0 ATO? What is our opponent doing? Deploy the Gatewatch. That could be a fun one to revisit. Is it a hammer deck? It is a weird take on a hammer deck. Well, I mean, do we draw Sorin before we die? If we draw Sorin, we just instantly win. Another duelist. Promo. Moving up in the core rankings. Prona hits us. Come on, Sorin. Summoner's Pact again. We're set up to really go off if we ever find it. Opponent passes. They are currently winning. We are currently doing nothing. Opponent hits us. Sorin. Swamp. All right. Well, we might get one more turn. Opponent untaps. Land. Okay, that doesn't kill us. Oh boy. This is an embarrassment to all things modern. Cloud Shedder Sliver. I mean, that's what this like. Yeah, we don't actually have the mana to allow us to hardcast stuff, unfortunately. I feel like that's a flaw with this deck. You gotta have double Gemstone Mine, which is just asking too much. I feel like if I was building this deck, I would probably play a Stomping Grounds and play a whatever the other missing fetch is. But I would try to have all 5 colors of mana fetchable, because I feel like hardcasting First Sliver is a legitimate thing that this deck could do. The deck it's definitely like a meme deck. The idea is, when it works, it's really spectacular, but when it doesn't work, it does literally nothing. As we saw there, like, you don't even cast a spell type of nothing. Well, we got the Sorin, which is the piece that we couldn't find last game. This hand's not fast, but... it can get there with these Call the Gatewatches. Actually, this only gets Sorin. Yeah, Profane Tutor is probably worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go upload the podcast in probably another game or so. Sliver Legion, eh? Yeah, this probably be the last game and then podcast uploading. Monday's podcast day, and then tomorrow. Yeah, I think Profane Tutor would be a big upgrade for this deck. It might. It's a little slow, but I think I would still probably play it. And then tomorrow, I'm planning on streaming as normal, although it'll depend a little bit on what the big preview stream thing is tomorrow. Ooh, that is the draw we wanted. So now we get to Search for Glory. Get a First Sliver. All right, now we should be in win the game mode next turn. Pass the turn. We got the sword. We got the Morophon. We found the pieces. Opponent taps. Come on. Here we go. Opponent playing more cores. I don't even see any equipment. I think they're just playing all the cores. I don't even know if there's equipment in our opponent's deck. Well, Gemstone Caverns. 1, 2, 3. Sorin. Here's the fun part. Vampire. Morophon. Sliver. First Sliver. Cascades into more Sorins. Sliver Legion cascades into Cloud Shredder Sliver, which cascades into Pact, which gets us Sliver Legion. Oh, we already got Sliver Legion. I guess we don't even need Sliver Legion, do we? I guess we just win right now. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent dies. those are the good games. The good games are so good. Hey, what's up, Kimberly? How's everything going? If possible, try my future historic pyromancer for tomorrow's stream. Just so it's clear, if I'm reading the release schedule right, Historic Horizons doesn't release until Thursday. Although I am definitely excited to try Season Pyromancer. That looks super sweet, Kimberly. I like it. Yawgmoth and Season Pyromancer. So yeah, this hand's actually pretty good. Search for Glory, Call the Gatewatch, can find Sorin. Ah, there's the equip. Is this a Pauper deck? I think our opponent's playing a Pauper deck. Have we seen anything that's above common? Our opponent might be playing Pauper in Modern. Maybe they're doing like a Memer Dream. Yeah, but Thursday definitely planning on playing Historic Horizons, so plan on Thursday stream, most likely. Well, Razor Verge Thicket. Go. So we need 2 more turns? We should have 2 more turns. Opponent. Bone Splitter equips. Well, oh, that's not a common. Cheating. Opponent hits us. Down to 16. Well, land. Call the Gatewatch. Sorin. Well, next turn it's party time. Let's go out with a good one. Yeah, the deck list should be updated. Kitesail Apprentice. Opponent. Equips. They're doing some nice little shenanigans, but I don't think it stops. I don't think it stops the Sorin. 1, 2. Unless they have Mana Tithe. Mana Tithe beats us. Sorin. We will put a vampire into play. Morophon. On Sliver. First Sliver. Cascade. Search for Glory. First Sliver. Cast another First Sliver. Double Cascade. Cloud Shredder. This deck is so hilarious when we go off. I'm super excited for tomorrow's stream. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So there's a chance I end up doing a spoiler video tomorrow, depending on what happens with the stream. So I will update the title and let people know on social media if we don't end up streaming. But as of now, I'm planning on it. Sliver Hive Lord. Sure, board the Weatherlight. Why not? Get a Sorin. Sliver Legion. Gotta make sure you're really dead. Sure, Aladrami's Call. Get the Cloud Shredder. Opponent. Cloud Shredder. In case I get a path to Fizzle the Haze. Summoner's Pact. This deck is so ridiculous. Yeah, Holy Day would straight up beat us. We would lose to our own packs super brutally. Cloud Shredder. Oh, the Nissa. We're running out of stuff to cascade. We're just going to attack here, though. Get a land, I guess. We have plenty of haste. Our stuff is big. We go to combat. We swing. Sorry, Pauper Core. This liver combo has arrived. Oh, yeah, that was Oh, lost connection. Oh. Well, opponent sat through the whole combo, and then after we attack, they disconnect. Oh. Well, that is a sliver combo. It's ridiculous. It can be a bit inconsistent, but when it works, it is absolutely spectacular. Oh, and on that note, everyone, I think, hey, what's up, Stone Raid? I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. I mean, who knows? Our internet could have died. I don't know. I normally, unless it's something egregious, I don't bother to report people personally, but because who knows? Who knows what could be going on? And the last FNM, I manatized the full price Caldra. Oh, that's a good one. I am very proud, Yvonne. Am I ready to abolish the reserve list? That would be the greatest announcement I could imagine. That would be so sweet. But on that note, everyone, I'm going to scurry off and upload the podcast. As I mentioned, as of now, the plan is to be back in streaming again tomorrow to have some fun. So yes, we should be streaming tomorrow. Reminders on the way out the door. I'll let you know if we don't stream because I'm doing spoiler stuff. I will let you know ahead of time. But reminders, replay YouTube, check that out for the old stream. Check out the sliver beatdown, whatever. All the fun we had today. It'll be up tomorrow. Normal YouTube. Check out Brewer Kitchen's first video. There's a sweet budget magic kicker deck that just went up this afternoon. Shorts, all that stuff. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them from over at cardkingdom.com. You can even get a MTG Goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. They're super awesome like that. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Seriously, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing, and I just appreciate your support so much. So thanks for hanging out, having fun, playing slivers, janking around with Hammer Time. I will see you tomorrow, 21-ish hours from now. So until then, have an amazing afternoon, a great evening. Thanks again for being awesome, and I will talk to you soon.